Hello, in this video we are going to be going over the deep longitudinal sling system. First, for the erector spinae group, which is known as the iliocossalis, longissimus, and the spinalis. These muscles particularly will help in spinal extension as well as having resistance for forward flexion and also maintaining posture stability. These muscles also contribute in preventing any kind of excess in spinal flexion while running, jumping, and or lifting, for example. For the sacrumbrous ligament, this ligament is a strong ligament that connects the sacrum to the ischiotrombosity that is also connecting the pelvis and the hamstrings. Now, this ligament will mostly help in stabilizing the joint and also preventing any kind of excess movement. So now for the bicep femoris, this muscle controls any kind of hip extension and knee flexion as well. This muscle is very important for making any kind of explosive force during sprinting and or deceleration in any kind of movement. Finally, this muscle will also assist by keeping the pelvis steady and also preventing any kind of excess anterior pelvic tilt. Now for the peroneus longus, this lateral lower leg muscle will maintain the foot and ankle stability while helping with proper balance and foot positioning. Also, this muscle will absorb the ground reaction forces that are happening and also prevent from the ankle from rolling when it comes to dynamic sport movements, as such as running, which is very common. So this sling system will help in reducing and absorbing impact forces such as landing and or sprinting. Also with the sling system, this helps with transferring power from the lower body to the upper body as well by providing support in the explosive movements like long jumps or sprinting kind of actions. And finally, when it comes to posture, this sling system will contribute in stability in running, deceleration, and any sudden movements or sudden changes in direction during sports. For example, when it comes to soccer, sprinting, jumping, and deceleration, during sprinting and kicking, the bicep femoris and gluteus maximus will generate the power and also demonstrate hip extension. The hamstrings will contract eccentrically to further control knee extension while running. And the peroneus longus will maintain the balance during rapid direction changes and the level of the foot with contact with the ball. And also the erector spinae will stabilize the torso in any dynamic movements and also use proper force transfer between the upper and lower body extremities. Right now, for this exercise, we are going to be using the single leg RDL. Now, the primary movers for this are the erector spinae, using for spinal stability and spinal extension, gluteus maximus for the hip extension, and as well as the hamstrings for overall control and also for hip extension. Now, the synergist for this exercise is going to be your tibialis anterior, used for ankle dorsiflexion for overall balance, and the thoracolumbar fasciae, used for overall force transmission between the upper and lower body extremities. Now, as the starting position of this exercise, we're going to stand with feet hip width apart. Now, for this exercise, we are usually holding a dumbbell, but in this case, we are going to be using body weight. We are also going to be engaging our core and maintaining a neutral spine throughout this entire exercise. Now, the eccentric phase of this exercise, we are going to be shifting our weight to just one leg and begin hinging at the hips, keeping a slight bend of the stance leg. And now we're going to extend the opposite leg straight back, ensuring the hip and torso moving together in unity. Now also, we're going to lower the weight or just simply reach forward with both hands while maintaining control of posture and going down and going up. Now we're also going to inhale as we're stretching the hamstrings, which will allow to engage in overall the deep stabilizers. Now the concentric phase of this exercise, we're going to press through the heel of the standing leg and contract the glutes and hamstrings to return to an upright position, which is the starting position. We're going to bring the extended leg back down in a controlled manner, and also exhale as you engage the posterior chain to complete this exercise. Obviously, she's going to alternate legs and do this exercise on the opposite side, assuring each movement is balanced to really engage all the muscles in this sling system, which is the deep longitudinal sling system. Now, the purpose of this exercise improves overall cross-body transmission. The erector spinae and also the fascia and hamstrings work together to stabilize and overall transfer even energy between the lower and upper body extremities. This also enhances balance, which strengthens the foot and ankle stabilizers, reducing the risk of falls and overall injuries. This also builds the posterior chain strength. This develops the glutes, hamstrings, and lower back for overall improving in performance. Thank you. All right, now for the demonstration for the lunge with a twist. So I'm going to have her in a standing position with her feet just as is. She's going to step 1 foot forward in a lunge position while keeping the back of the knee off the ground and the front knee position being bent at 90 degrees. Now, holding the lunge, she places both hands near the pelvic region of her body and twisting the torso to the side of the front leg while keeping your hips square. Lastly, she is going to just hold this stretch for a couple seconds before switching sides. Now, we're going to notice the tightness in this lunge. The lunge position mostly will open up the hip flexors, hamstrings, which can become tight from activities like running, as I have mentioned before. The thoracolumbar fascia and the erector spinae are also stretched through this movement through the rotational twist and can further help to release tension in the lower back and torso area. This stretch also enhances flexibility by focusing on the deep longitudinal muscles and enhancing flexibility across the pelvis, glutes, hamstrings, and thoracic spine. The twisting motion supports more rotational mobility, which further improves movement performance in overall actions, and also this helps with posture. This stretch improves spinal mobility overall, which obviously emphasizes better posture positioning and can enhance the stability of the lower back region and overall pelvis. Thank you.